dreamed I was in Wilkes County, dreamed I was there last night. Went up to the Watts farm, and it was glowing bright. Water off that mountain washes down our stream, flows on down the river, poisons all my dreams. Don't hog our air, don't make clean air we share, too foul or rare. Don't hog our air. My name's Lou Zeller, and I'm now the executive director of the Blue Ridge Environmental Defense League. I first heard about Blue Ridge Environmental Defense League in 1985. I was living in Madison County, North Carolina, and had small children, and had a small farm, and was minding my own business when I heard about the Department of Energy's selection of sites in the South for a high-level nuclear waste dump. So I got together with some of my friends and neighbors, and we organized a committee to do educational work about the issue. We wanted to find out more about it and what we could do. We were concerned because it was a big federal project, and it had the weight and the authority of the whole federal establishment behind it. We'd heard about an organization called Blue Ridge Environmental Defense League. Up until then, I had not heard anything, and heard that they were very good and that they had information. They had flyers and fact sheets published already, which we were able to get. And so we invited the leader of Blue Ridge Environmental Defense League to come and talk to our group. And that happened in a place called Brush Creek. And Janet came and talked to the group that was there. In fact, it was outdoors. It was of an evening, it was around sunset, and she stood on the porch, and when a gaggle of us, maybe 20, 25 people, just listened to what she had to say. And that was my first connection. Over the next year, we put together our own meeting in Madison County at the county high school. And that was in November of 1985. And we had speakers there, and we expected, you know, a few dozen or a few score of people, but 300 people showed up to that meeting in Marshall, North Carolina, at the high school. And we were floored, and we knew we were on to something at that point. Janet was one of the speakers there, and we had our own information by then, and we organized. And so that was the beginning for me of work on the high-level nuclear waste dump project, which shortly after that big meeting with all those people, and television cameras, and Channel 13 came out. This was a big issue. Shortly thereafter, they selected a site not 20 miles from that spot in Madison County, where Madison County joins Haywood and Buncombe counties for this huge federal project, a dump for 70,000 tons of high-level nuclear waste. And so we became one of the 12 sites in the eastern United States at that time. And it did seem like we were all by ourselves, but with Blue Ridge and the expertise and other people that we began to meet, we realized that we were not. Now, by that time, I had been hired by Blue Ridge because of the work I had done in my home community. Over the years, when we've worked on waste dumps, when we've worked on air pollution, whether it's coal-fired power plants, asphalt plants, all kinds of toxic industrial sources, smokestacks, holes in the ground, whatever they are. These facilities are located in places typically where there is less political power. And we work with those communities when they call us. We began working on asphalt plants because someone called us up from Pinola, North Carolina, and said, you know, this plant has been here for a while, but now it's expanded, and people are getting sick. So that began a campaign which goes on till this day, almost 20 years later, working with scores of communities faced with similar kind of facilities. We get calls now from literally around the world, all across the country. This is Dr. Smello's Elixir of Hardison. This was part of a street theater character that I invented back in the 80s. The Hardison Amendments in North Carolina had done a lot of damage in North Carolina by restricting what could be passed by the environmental protection groups or agencies in the state. So we illustrated the injustice by poking fun at it. So we turned it into a medicine show. Got a lot of publicity, and it helped to educate the public in a way which could not be done otherwise. Anyone within the 6-state region, we go to those places. If it's in Alabama, Tennessee, Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, we go to those places. That is one of the things that I like about the way Blue Ridge works, and it's a method that we have kept with all over the years. It's the place where we began.